Over the weekend, USC got its second defensive star out of the transfer portal, and college football bowl season's right around the corner. Stick around, and we'll talk about that and a lot more on this episode of Trojans Talk on Tap.
Go Trojans go. LBC pouring Cardinal and gold. The next man up is the next Heisman. Only bleed USC. Yes, we've been built to win. Catch roses while we ball all across the map. Too strong, fight on as Trojan Talk on Tap.
Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Rick Anaya. Thank you for joining me. Excited to be talking Trojan football with you. As I mentioned in the intro, USC got its linebackers coach and assistant head coach of the defense, and that is Matt Entz, current head coach at North Dakota State. Fantastic hire as you get into it. We'll get into that a little bit, but this is the second defensive star in the coaching transfer portal that Lincoln Riley and Jen Cohen have been able to sign. If you remember, the beginning of the month on December 1st, Friday, December 1st, new defensive coordinator Danton Lynn was popped out of the transfer portal from UCLA, and now USC goes to a premier program in the FCS division to get Matt Entz from North Dakota State. But real quickly, I want to thank you all for all your support on the channel, and because of you, I got some exciting news to share that we got our first sponsor on the channel, and that is Matter of Craft Bottle Shop and Tap Room, Huntington Beach's own premier scratch kitchen. They've got a full bar, 20 taps of great craft beer, and a craft beer bottle shop. So it's all one stop in Huntington Beach. Thank you so much. If you need any help selecting a craft beer for a holiday gift or for watching the college football bowls this holiday season, check out Jim. Tell him that LBC sent you, and he'll be able to help you out and select the right beer for you. Also, second order of business. Last week, I dropped a video about how Florida State, perfect 13-0 ACC champions, got left out of the college football playoff, bumped by the committee and ESPN. This past Monday, I had a live stream with Jen Knoll 2013. She is a great fan of Florida State. She does a great job on the Renegade Report. Check her out on YouTube with her co-host George. They do an awesome job. You can get the latest on what's happening with Florida State. And why does that make sense, Trojans? Because I talk college football here as well. And if you remember, we got punked by the BCS committee back in 2003. Oh, and who was it? An SEC team. Go figure. Nick Saban in LSU. So Trojans, I don't want to get into 2003, but you know what I mean. Just because it didn't happen to USC, it's unbelievable that it happened to a Power 5 program that went undefeated. The craziness, the nonsense has to stop, and all fingers are pointing at you, ESPN. Yes, and you're going to blame the college football committee and back and forth. That's how it works. So anyhow, thanks to Matter of Craft, the last great order of business I got for you real quick, it's going to be a lot of fun, is, and I'll get into this a little bit later in the show, but we got LBC's College Bowl Pick'em Pool. No entry fee. The deadline is this Saturday, December 16th at 8 o'clock Pacific time. And there's prizes, a $100 gift card from Matter of Craft. Second place is a 12-pack of craft beer, 16-ounce cans. Third place is a $75 gift card. And fifth place, you get some LBC merch. We'll get you a trucker hat. All right. So let's talk about the Danton Lynn's newest addition to the staff, him and Lincoln Riley, working with Jen Cohen, I would presume, and they went out to Division I FCS powerhouse North Dakota State, and they go ahead and get just a phenomenal coach in Matt Entz. For those of you that maybe you've read his bio or have heard, real quickly, he started off at Wayne State back in '99, and he made stops at Winona State, Northern Iowa, Western Illinois, and then in 2014, he became the defensive coordinator at North Dakota State, and he was a defensive coordinator through 2018. And during that time, they won a total of 4 national championships. And in 2018, he was the FCS Coordinator of the Year. He's also been a finalist for the FCS Coordinator of the Year 3 different times. And he's currently in the playoffs going up against Montana this week. He will keep on coaching until he concludes the playoffs at North Dakota State. Matt Entz, an incredible hire. And some may say, well, this is not a sexy hire. What are you talking about? We don't even know this guy. Look at his resume. This guy knows how to develop players, win championships. He's going for his 7th championship in 10 years at North Dakota State. Again, 4 as a defensive coordinator. And if they do it this year, that'll be his 3rd as a head coach, winning the championship in 2019 and 2021 as a head coach. That's pretty remarkable at any level. And a key fact is that, many people are talking about right now is in his stops, he's coached in the state of Nebraska, Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois. Those 4 schools are in the Big Ten footprint. And then he's been a spectacular coach at North Dakota State. There's also some great coaches that have come out of North Dakota State that have been promoted. Most notably, Craig Bohl, head coach of Wyoming. He'll be stepping down at the end of this year. And then obviously you got the Kansas State head coach, Chris Kleiman. So, and D'Anton Lynn and Matt Entz have some friends, some common associates, and in any industry, it's small. It's a small network, it's a small world. Gus Bradley was the defensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Chargers when D'Anton's dad, D'Anthony Lynn, was the head coach. D'Anton in 2017 was a defensive assistant, and Gus Bradley, ironically, was the defensive coordinator at North Dakota State in the late 90s through 2005. So there's some paths that cross. I'm sure that there was some discussions between Lincoln Riley and these different coaches getting a background check. And as Matt Entz had mentioned, he had talked to some people from West Texas that know Lincoln Riley. And so congratulations to Matt Entz. Glad to have you on board. And another reason why this makes sense as well is you look at it, he's a teacher. He's a developer of talent. He knows how to coach his scheme. He's been coaching the defense for over 20 years, and he's coaching championship defense. So when Lincoln Riley talked about knowing what a championship defense looks like, well, who knows? That's up for debate, but you got a guy whose resume ekes defense. Some people will be asking, well, gosh, we need an Ed Orgeron, or we need a Marv Goo, an enforcer. Don't know nothing about this guy's personality, but he's got the work ethic. He knows how to coach defense. And here's another thing that I think is going to be key as USC goes into the Big Ten and the 12-team college football playoff starts next year. This gentleman has been coaching at North Dakota State, this being his 10th year, and they play a tournament. They play a playoff, 16-team playoff tournament at the end of the year. So he understands what it takes in terms of strength and conditioning, what it takes in terms of preparation to play a 16-game schedule. And in fact, his first year as a head coach in 2019, he went 16-0. He's the only coach in Division I ever to go 16-0 in their first year, and that's because they played 16 games. FBS, they don't play that many. FCS, there's a possibility too. So to play that many games. So I think what you're going to have here with Coach Matt Entz is that you're going to have a degree of toughness. He's going to come in and bring his scheme, working with D'Anton. They're going to work together, and they're going to develop a defense that USC can be proud of, that's going to grind. And, D'Anton, he has his experience in the NFL, working with the Houston Texans, the Baltimore Ravens, and then obviously turning around UCLA last year. So the foundation is set. It sounds like if you checked out Trojans live not this week, but last week they had on Benny Wiley. A lot of people are questioning what's going on with the strength and conditioning. Benny Wiley said pretty much Lincoln Riley's mission is to build up the offensive and defensive lines. There's no excuses. That is what is first and foremost. And Benny Wiley had mentioned that, hey, we're going to the Big Ten. It's not the medium 10. And his mission is to build mass, to get these guys to gain weight and provide the nutrition to get them to build up. He said he had a similar example when he was at Texas Tech. They had undersized offensive and defensive linemen. He had no problem of putting 20 to 40 pounds on them. So that is, for those wondering what's going on with strength and conditioning, it sounds like if you listen to what Benny Wiley was saying, he said it without saying it. Hey, every defensive coordinator is going to have their own vision, as well as the head coach, on what they want their players to look like. And perhaps under Alex Grinch, it was more scheme, more lean to fit the scheme and speed. That's changed, it sounds like. So let me know what your thoughts are on the comments, down in the comment section. What do you think of the hire of Matt Entz? What do you think of USC retaining Benny Wiley? Is that the right move, or do you agree with that? But Matt Entz is the combination of Deanton Lynn and Matt Entz are setting the foundation right now to close on 2024 high school recruiting, and then also to work the transfer portal, which will be closing at the beginning of January. So don't take my word on it in terms of what I'm saying. I'm just giving an opinion based on the resume and what I'm seeing USC doing. But maybe listen to this guy. His name is RJ Young. And this guy, he really likes to bash Lincoln Riley. He's based out of Oklahoma, and he bashes Lincoln Riley and USC whenever he gets a chance. But he tweeted this on Sunday. He said, USC coach Lincoln Riley just pulled two-time FCS national champion and North Dakota State coach Matt Entz. Entz will coach linebackers at USC per Logan Campbell. What a get. Riley apparently is through playing about the defense getting better. Holy smokes. So for this guy to come out and tweet that, that tells you what you need to know, is that this guy's legit, and his coaching experience and work ethic will translate to USC in the Big Ten. And so why this is a key move too is, if you look at it, why would a guy like Matt Entz come to USC? He said it in his press release that, hey, there's one of 5 jobs that you can't deny, and one of them is USC. He says one of the top 5 jobs. If I have to equate this to business, hey, if you're a craft brewer and you're brewing for a small brewery, let's say in the Midwest, and Russian River, makers of Pliny the Elder, call you up and they want you to be an associate head brewer, you make that move. That is going to be a star on your resume. You get to work with Vinny Sloruzzo and learn how to brew Russian Rivers, as well as bring your craft and associate with that company, with that brewery. That's what you do. And so for Matt Entz, it's a natural progression. He takes a look at his stop at North Dakota State, and look what happened with the head coaches that had success there. They went on to be head coaches at D1 FBS programs, and I'm sure that Matt Entz is looking at that as well, and the opportunity to coach in the Big Ten and to go ahead and recruit and run a program along with Deanton Lynn at USC. So congratulations to him. We're already seeing some success with recruiting in terms of the transfer portal. It was reported that earlier in the week that we got Nate Clifton. He's a grad transfer from Vanderbilt, 6'5", 280 defensive lineman. He's rated as one of the top 50 transfer portal prospects for this cycle. 93 career tackles, 12.5 tackles for loss, and 7.5 sacks. So welcome aboard, Nate Clifton. Also, there's word that 2024 class of 2024 high school recruit Jede Abazari. I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Jeed Abazari, defensive lineman, 6'5", 290. He just decommitted to Minnesota. There's discussion that he was crystal balled by 247 Sports to USC. And then also earlier today, Lorenzo Cowan, 6'3", 220. He was committed to West Virginia. He's an edge player. He is believed to be crystal balled also by 247 Sports to USC. So you're starting to see some momentum. Just 2 weeks into it, just less than 2 weeks into it, Deonton Lynn is the defensive coordinator, and now with Matt Entz, that's resonating with some recruits. I get it. I know that some of you out there, this is not the sexy hire. I understand. And, we didn't get Jim Leonard, and it was all in that we as a school, we should be getting Jim Leonard, because if we did, then we'd be getting 4- and 5-star recruits, and Lincoln Riley can't pull 4- and 5-star defensive recruits, and neither can his new coaches. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. But also, Trojans, if you are true Trojans, you will remember back in the day who was Lane Kiffin and who was Steve Sarkisian. Okay, they were nobodies, and look where they're at now. And they were hired to come on and help turn around the offense with Norm Chow and USC. And you got Lane Kiffin down at Ole Miss, and he's won 10 games in 2 of the last 3 years. Never been done before. He was also an offensive coordinator under Nick Saban and won a national championship. We all know about Steve Sarkisian, and he was also a coordinator under Nick Saban, and as an offensive coordinator, won a national championship in 2020 with Alabama. And now he's got Texas into the college football playoff as the 3 seed and has a chance to win a national championship. And let's not forget about Eddie O. In 2019, he goes to LSU after an unsuccessful 3 years at Ole Miss earlier in his career, but he goes to LSU, gets Joe Burrow out of the transfer portal, and catches lightning in a bottle and wins down there in the Bayou. So what I'm trying to say is, look, these guys, they're getting their opportunity. Deonton Lynn and Matt Entz at a place like USC, and USC is a much better place than it was back in the day in terms of leadership, with full alignment with Carol Folt, the president, the board of trustees, the athletic director, Jen Cohen, and then Lincoln Riley. And let's not forget, Jen Cohen hired some guy from Fresno State named Kalen DeBoer. Was that a sexy hire, Trojans? Was that? 2 years later, they're playing in the college football playoff, and there's an argument they should be the 1 seed, but they're not. But they went through a very difficult Pac-12 schedule, and they were 13-0, beating Oregon twice. So kudos to Jen Cohen. So you got to give Matt Entz your support, as well as Deonton Lynn. The future is looking bright for the USC defense moving forward. Now let's get into it. College football bowl. Here we go. What I got for you here is, here's a QR code. Go ahead and scan it. I'll have these on videos for the next couple days. Again, go ahead and scan the QR code, and you'll get a Google form. Complete the Google form, pick all the different games. And again, we've got no entry fee. The deadline is 8 a.m. Pacific this Saturday, 12/16. Prizes, again, first place, $100 gift card by Matter of Craft. Second place, a 12-pack assorted 16-ounce 12-pack of craft beers. Third, $75 gift card. Fourth and fifth, LBC trucker hat. And hope that you join the pool, have some fun, and let's enjoy the Holiday Bowl that'll be upcoming. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification so you get all the times I go live or drop another video. And with that, look forward to seeing you again this week. Fight on, Trojans.